When was the last time you sat down and watched the Meet the Team videos for TF2? For me, it's been a good long while. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more than 10 years, because the last time I was seriously playing TF2 was back in 2015, which, like most people when they realize they've already lived past a decade, is a bit concerning. But there is a positive to this. I haven't watched the Meet the Team videos in a long time, so I thought it might be fun to watch them together. So let's go ahead and do that. Although a little warning, I think I need to work on my commentary. Not exactly top tier yet. Either way, let's get started. Howdy. On YouTube, Hoof here. As the intro probably explained, it's been a while since I've sat down and really watched the Meet the Team videos. So I thought it might be fun to watch them, react to them, talk about them with you. So that's what we're gonna do today. From what I remember, I really enjoyed these videos when I first watched them. And as you might already know, these videos just have a good, long-lasting legacy on YouTube videos in general. So let's not wait any longer. Let's do it. All right. Now, I found this Team Fortress Meet the Team playlist. I don't know what the official order of these videos should be, and I was looking through some of them, but it does seem like Meet the Heavy is first, so we'll just go down the line with this playlist and see how things work out. First up, Meet the Heavy. Should we read the description? I don't remember off the top of my head what the description says, so we might as well. Meet the Heavy Weapons Guy, one of the 9 playable character classes in Team Fortress 2. Name: Heavy Weapons Guy, which is not true, I believe. I think they actually do have names. Role: Defense. Does that make sense? I think it does make sense. Listen, I'm not good at TF2, okay? So just keep that in mind. I love the game, and obviously I'm making content on the game, but in terms of, my knowledge on the game, it's pretty basic. Weapons: chain gun, shotgun, and giant fists. Like a hibernating bear, the Heavy appears to be a gentle giant. Also like a bear, confusing his deliberate, sleepy demeanor with gentleness will get you ripped limb from limb. Though he speaks simple and moves with an economy of energy that's often confused with napping. The Heavy isn't dumb. He's not your big friend, and he generally wishes you just shut up before he has to make you shut up. Alright, so genuinely, I don't think I've ever read the description of that video, so let's get into it.
I am Heavy Weapons Guy.
Classic.
And
This is classic.
Weapon. Custom tool cartridges at 10,000 rounds per minute.
Look at this. I have to say, I'm being hit with a wave of nostalgia right now. Not only that, I'm also being hit with the thing that happens when you play an old video game, and the memory of your video game is just so realistic for whatever reason. I don't know why our memories do that, specifically with video games. But then watching this here, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, this is not bad. But look at all his polygons. You can just see the polygons. It's very interesting. Because my memory of these videos is that it was, they still are revolutionary or whatever. But my memory of these videos is that they are realistic. But that just goes to show how much the animation does for these types of videos, as well as the camera movements and whatnot, making it feel more realistic. Getting across so much more, even though the quality of the characters aren't necessarily as realistic as possible.
Cost $400,000 to fire this weapon for 12 seconds.
Such a classic line.
Some people think they can outsmart me. Maybe. I've yet to meet one that can outsmart Bullet.
Classic. And crazy that this is all just on SFM. And I believe you have access to this on SFM if you download it.
Cry some more.
I feel like I didn't say too much, and honestly, that's just a testament to how good that video is. There are some things that I've noticed and I think are worth pointing out. First of all, almost the entirety of this introductory little video, I guess just Meet the Team video, is it's just in this one room. Again, the facial animation is just really good. I think that really carries so much of this. None of this would be possible. This wouldn't be considered such a classic if not for the facial animations. Because again, look at the, you can just tell this is a video game character. There is nothing, no doubt about it. at the time. I don't remember if it was the case, but at the time, you know, graphics wise, I don't know if this is amazing or not. Potentially it was, but what's sticking out to me the most, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't think it's where we're at today, but it's still, I think it holds up. I think the thing that is the most out of date is just visually what it looks like. And that's mostly just the model wise. I mean, even looking at the lighting, I think. Because the animations, if you aren't familiar with SFM, it's all hand done. I don't know if they would have used motion capture or not. So that's just the skill of the animators there. And then, of course, we have this last bit where they're walking out. This is a classic SFM looking thing. And that's another aspect of this that I really like about this video, is you can tell they just recorded people. Someone just recorded gameplay. Like, these people are just ragdolling and being exploded or whatever. But they're running around in-game animations. See, like, that guy's just hitting stuff in the background. Just running around. It's pretty neat. I think that that also gives it a good amount of charm. I really wish that Source Filmmaker were being actively maintained by Valve. I mean, there's just so much that Source Filmmaker in general has done for the community. I mean, look at my content. I could still be making content, and people do without SFM, but it does so much. It does so much for the community, and it does so much for the game properties that they're and their longevity, I suppose. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now, for some reason, Meet the Sandwich is the next video. I don't know if that actually is the second Meet the Team video that came out, but we'll go ahead and watch it. I mean, look at that. I have to say, let me pause it. One of the more intangible elements of what makes Team Fortress 2 what it is, and people probably said this over and over again, but it's very, 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 very much on full display on this particular Meet the Team video. But the type of humor that Valve has, at least with TF2, there is something about it that it's present in every aspect of anything that touches the game. And I've always appreciated. I mean, you go in a casual server and people will just, you know, be friendly and things like that. Now, I don't know if that's entirely attributable to the sense of humor Valve has, but I think that there's probably some connection there. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, there he is. You, stop right where you are. That is an order. He's getting away. Do not let him get to the rip.
What?
Do not do it.
Why are heavy sounds so suspect?
He punched out all my blood.
And it's really solid voice acting by everyone.
You red team ladies wouldn't know how to break a spider.
And the animation looks really good. Very good, very good. Oh, I forgot about this part. It's a complete, well, it's the same, I think. I think everything else is the same. However, the animation of Heavy is him eating the sandwich. Very good. Very good. Let's take a look at the description on this one. Name, sandwich, role, edible device, weapons, toothpick. He was a good lunch who played by the rules until the rules robbed him of everything he ever loved. Now he's lettuce, tomato cheese bread, and a mysterious slice of meat, marching down your throat straight to hell. He'll satisfy your hunger for revenge. Again, I don't know what it is, but I believe I've never read these descriptions, so that's pretty interesting. A little bit silly of a description there. All right, we're moving on to Meet the Sniper. This one's already kind of crazy. We already have, what, a person driving? We have, like, actual scenes going on. It's interesting to me because, I mean, with Meet the Heavy, like I said, also with Meet the Sandwich, those are both taking place in one area, and now we're on to a full-on, almost like short film level. So, you know, we have scene here where someone's driving. It's interesting to me. Oh my gosh, and I haven't even mentioned the music. Crazy.
It's challenging work, out of doors.
The animation is just really good. There's not much else I can say about that.
Yeah, no, I'm not a crazed gunman, Dad. I'm an assassin. I think it's
Yeah, I don't know if it's just my history with the game or what is causing it, but it's just so easy to watch these things. You know, it doesn't take any time for me to need to get invested. And I think that says a lot about the quality of these things. Either that or I just, you know, I don't need to buy in because I already know enough about TF2 to like watching something like this.
Yes, it is.
Here we go. Say what you will about the TF2 sniper, but he is definitely someone who pisses
You know,
a
there's a lot
lot.
of feelings. Blokes were bludgeon their wife to death with a golf trophy. Professionals have standards. Be polite. Be efficient.
Oh, there's some gameplay. Yeah. I do like in SFM when they do show gameplay. The tool of SFM, I can go on forever about it. All right, let's read the description real quick. Meet the Sniper, one of the 9 playable classes in Team Fortress 2. Name Sniper, role support, weapons, Sniper, SMG, Kukri. In his former life as a tracker of dangerous game in the unforgiving Australian outback, the Sniper would spend months by himself. Prolonged isolation taught him a valuable lesson. You don't have to rely on people if you never miss. Oh, here we go. We're going into one that I'm going to be particularly interested in. Let's start off Meet the Engineer. Here we go. I'm a big fan of this one here.
Hey, look, buddy. I'm an engineer. That means I solve problems.
Here we go. Classic
Solve
engineer
practical
here.
problems.
One thing I have yet to acknowledge, I've already talked about the personality of Valve and their humor. The personalities of the characters is obviously the full thing on display. And again, I think maybe the fact that I didn't say anything about it is just because it's coming so naturally in these videos. It's just coming off so naturally. And here's a perfect example.
Use a gun. And if that don't work, use more gun.
There we go. The music there too. Oh, we get more gameplay. I like when we get a little bit of gameplay like that. I don't know if anyone else would agree, but I think it's fun. I think it's very fun. All right, let's read the description there. I don't have anything to say about that one. That one, to me, Meeting the Engineer that's the perfect one. That's the perfect one. I mean, look how simple it is. And look at, he's the only one who's playing an instrument. And I think that doesn't mean anything, but to me, I think that says everything you need to know about this character. All right, anyways, let's read the description real quick. Name Engineer, role defense, weapons, shotgun, pistol, wrench, contraptions, turret, dispenser, teleporter. This amiable, soft-spoken good old boy from tiny bee cave, Texas, loves barbecue, guns, and higher education. Natural curiosity, 10 years as a roughneck in the West Texas oil fields, and 11 hard science PhDs have trained him to design, build, and repair a variety of deadly contraptions. And look at that. Engineer is probably one of the smartest mercs, if not the smartest. Look at that. Science PhDs, 11 science PhDs. That's a lot of higher education. As source hoof, I can appreciate that. Amazing. All right, let's move on to Meet the Scout. Here we go. I like these ones. I like when they are a little bit more cinematic in the way that they have, different scenes and a little bit more action going on. And some of them actually have a lot more narrative than the others, which is pretty neat. There Scout goes. I will say I wasn't always a big Engineer fan. I used to play a lot of Scout. And I wouldn't be surprised if this video had something to do with it.
I don't even know where to start with you. I mean, do you even know who you're talking to? Basically,
Classic.
kind of a big deal.
Classic right there.
Oh man, that's beautiful. If you were from where I was from, you'd be fucking dead. Woo!
Wait, was that...
I'm a force of nature.
Is that a
If you
double
were
jump
from
right there?
Where I was from, you'd be fucking dead.
Holy crap.
You'd be fucking dead.
Oh, okay, but he does actually go on the wall.
Woo!
Very interesting. Very interesting. They're just so good. I don't know what else I can say about this. See, that's the issue. Watching something that's good, it makes me, I guess I got to get better at providing commentary, because it just makes me want to watch the video, because it's it's just a good video. Anyways, let's read the description. Meet the Scout, one of the 9 playable characters in Team Fortress 2. Scout offense, scattergun pistol, baseball bat. Youngest of 8 boys from the south side of Boston. Scout learned early how to problem solve with his fists. With 7 older brothers on his side, fights tended to end before the runt of the litter could maneuver into punching distance. So the Scout trained himself to run. He ran everywhere, all the time, until he could beat his pack of Mad Dog siblings to the fray. Interesting. Just tons of character in all of these videos. Just goes to show, why we like this game so much, I think. All right, Meet the Demoman. Let's check it out. All right, here we go. We're starting off with some action and a nice little freeze frame as well.
If I were a bad demo man, I wouldn't be sitting here discussing it with you now, would I?
The writing's good. I think Valve has always been pretty good at writing for their characters. Well, they showed off how Demoman's good against the engineer.
Cyclops. They got more
What?
They got the likes of me. An unhappy bloody end. Oh, they're going to have to glue you back together in hell.
I will say, when I watched this stuff when I was younger, watched him place that trap, and then I actually played as Demoman and realized, the trapping isn't that cinematic, and also I'm bad at Demoman in most of the classes because I'm just bad at games in general. It was a little bit disappointing, These videos really make each class feel pretty fun whenever they do, get to incorporate gameplay and things like that. So it's a shame you don't get to feel like this when you're playing Demoman. Or at least it's a shame that you have to be good enough to feel like that, potentially. Alright, let's read the description here. Name, Demoman, role defense. Weapons, grenade launcher, sticky bombs, bottle. Fierce temper, a fascination with all things explosive, and a terrible plan to kill the Loch Ness Monster cost the 6-year-old Demoman his original set of adoptive parents. Later, back at the Crypt Grammar School for Orphans near Ullapool in the Scottish Highlands, the boy's bomb-making skills improved dramatically. His disposition and total number of intact eyeballs, however, did not. Very interesting. I did not know that these descriptions had so much information in them. Genuinely, that's something I never read those things before. All right, now we're moving on to Meet the Soldier. Look at that pyro right there. There he goes. There they all go.
If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must
Very
fight.
quotable.
Sun Tzu said that, and I'd say he knows a little more about fighting than you do, pal, because he invented it.
Very quotable. These are very quotable. Lots of iconic moments in these Meet the Team videos. There's more gameplay right there.
Money to buy 2 of every animal on Earth. And then he herded them onto a boat, and then he beat the crap out of every single one.
Look at that.
And from that day forward, anytime a bunch of animals are together in one place, it's called a zoo.
There you go. That's all you need. That is all you need for the soldier.
Unless it's a farm.
Oh man, I can't believe I haven't liked these things before. Let's read this, okay? Meet the Soldier. Name, Soldier. Role, offense. Rocket launcher, shotgun, shovel. Favorite World War? 2. That's pretty good. Special ability, rocket jump. Though he wanted desperately to fight in World War II, the soldier was rejected from every branch of the U.S. military. Undaunted, he bought his own ticket to Europe. After arriving and finally locating Poland, the soldier taught himself how to load and fire a variety of weapons before embarking on a Nazi killing spree for which he was awarded several medals that he designed and made himself. His rampage ended immediately upon hearing about the end of the war in 1949. Wow. Yeah, the soldier's even crazier than I realized. That's pretty crazy. All right, let's move on to Meet the Spy. Wow. Good animation quality there. I think Meet the Spy is one where it's like very narratively focused.
I see the briefcase is safe.
Safe and
Yeah, it is.
I also realized this takes place on the blue team side, which makes sense
Then we
because the
still have a
Reds,
problem.
it's a red spy.
Nothing like the man loosed inside this building.
What are you, president of his fan club?
No. That would be your mother.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Indeed. And now he's here.
I actually forgot about that part.
So listen up, boy. Or pornography starring your mother will be the second worst thing that happens to you today.
Oh,
That is crazy. Quality music. Really interesting lighting there. And again, this is another one of the Meet the Team videos that really makes
To our colleagues.
playing as the spy seem appealing. Sometimes the Meet the Team videos just are, good for the character, but this is one of those things that kind of makes you pumped up
Worst of all,
to want to play the actual
could
character,
be any one of us.
which is probably ideal.
It could be in this very room. It could be you. It could be me. It could even be...
whoa, whoa, whoa! What? It was obvious. He's the red spy. Watch, he'll turn red any second now.
Nice.
Any
That's funny.
second now. All right, who's ready to go find this spy?
Right behind you.
Damn. Dang, that's crazy. And of course, there's the canon relationship between Spy and Scout's mom. All right, let's read about this one. Spy, support, revolver, electro sapper, knife, disguise kit, and cloak and watch. He is deadly handsome, that is, but mostly deadly. He is a puzzle wrapped in an enigma, shrouded in riddles, lovingly sprinkled with intrigue, express mailed to Mystery, Alaska. And look behind you, but it's too late, you're dead, for he is the spy. Globe-trotting rogue, lady killer, metaphorically, and man killer for real. Very nice, very nice. All right, we have 2 left, so let's move on to Meet the Medic, which I think it looks like is the longest one we've seen so far. It also seems like it's going to be a very narrative one. So let's see. Let's go ahead and watch that again. This one is another classic, but again, these are all they're all pretty much classics. There's no way around it. Here we go. Meet the Medic. Scout literally is dead out there. There we go. Open heart surgery or something like that.
Archimedes! No!
There's Archimedes. I think Archimedes you can get in game, right?
Most hearts couldn't withstand this voltage. But I'm fairly certain your heart...
What was noise?
Oh, that looks good. Very nice there.
Should I be awake for this?
So is this supposed to be like the birth of Uber? Here we go. There he is. Tons more dubs too. Alright, now this is the moment. And this makes you want to do, get in game and get Ubered by a medic. And to be fair, getting Ubered by a medic sometimes does kind of feel like this. So. Alright, so Scout didn't die. And it's an army of soldiers coming at them.
I have no idea!
There you go. That's a pretty good one. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
That looks good. Very nice there. Yes.
And then now he's doing the operation on everyone.
Oh, man.
Amazing, amazing. All right, let's read the description. Oh, this one's formatted differently. Not every mad doctor lives in a castle surrounded by villagers with pitchforks. Sometimes they live in trenches, where there's plenty of spare parts flying around and pressing need to get inventive with them. Alright, last one is Meet the Pyro. I think out of everyone, I might remember the Pyro one the most. Now, I might enjoy this one the most, actually, now that I think about it.
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
It's pretty good. There he is.
One shudders to imagine what
It's a WM1 Pyro that everyone's afraid of. Oh man. The sets have just been getting crazier too. And this is just I don't know. Maybe I think it's fun. And look at the babies. The baby mercenaries are pretty fun too. Good stuff. Very cinematic. This one probably has the least effective, you know, making you want to play the character, for me at least, because it's just, that one's just fun to watch. But in terms of being fun to watch, I think that one might be one of the better ones. The Masked Arsonist, known only as Pyro, has always been the most unknowable of the Team Fortress mercenaries. Until now. Today, the mask comes off. Metaphorically. That's right, it's time to meet the Pyro. Team Fortress 2 is free to play. Very interesting, and that's all of the Meet the Team videos. This has been an interesting experiment going back and watching these after so long. I think they still hold up, but, you know, I'm someone who likes the game. I play the game pretty often, so I think it was pretty guaranteed I would still like them. And I think, in general, they still hold up pretty well. If anything, the further we got along and the more complicated they became, the less I was able to notice the details, like in the Meet the Heavy one, where the polygons and whatnot, character models are a bit older. They might even be updated models, so it's very interesting. Alrighty, thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, please check out the Patreon or subscribe. Also, if you have any advice for me, I'd love to hear it. Thank you. Goodbye.